2026 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years ever for print-on-demand sellers. According to research here that Printful has shared on their blog, we are expected to see all-time highs in terms of global sales within the print-on-demand world in the year 2026. You can see here that this growth curve continues all the way to 2034, where print-on-demand is projected to reach over $100 billion in sales. And if you're watching this video, there's likely a good chance that you're someone that is looking to start yourself a print-on-demand clothing brand. This is actually something I am in the process of working on. I started my first print-on-demand store in 2016, and what I want to share with you today is what I have found to be the best way to actually start your own clothing brand and some of the biggest mistakes that I see people make if they're looking to do the same. I also have a free print-on-demand course. It's called POD for Dummies. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started with social media marketing. Like I said, it's completely free and there's a link down in the description. Creating a clothing line is obviously much different than the typical approach to print on demand, which for the most part involves someone choosing a niche and making some sort of a quirky design. A clothing brand is more about the actual message behind the brand, and in some cases the logo as well. But this is honestly where most people begin to make their first mistakes with their clothing brand. What you don't want to do is come up with some sort of a brand name like this and a logo that's really not tied to any real niche and begin just putting it on various items like this. Basically, this person here created a clothing line called Error, and they came up with a logo and a bunch of different text-based designs like this, and they've put it on a lot of different products. People that do this sort of view their brand in the same way that Nike or Gucci views theirs. Basically, they're coming up with a name, they're putting it on an item, and they're trying to get people to fall in love with it. In my experience, this is the worst way to start a print-on-demand clothing line. What you should do instead is identify an actual niche to build a brand within. Something like this here. This is called 3nails.com. This is a Christian fitness apparel brand. You can see here that they have a lot of simple designs with a logo, but they've also got themselves a niche. Contrast that with this store here called cardinalclothingcompany.com, where they've just created a logo and a brand name and they're putting it on their products. The point is actually building a brand inside of an actual niche. Now, the same thing is true with a store like this. This store is called fishhippie.com. They've basically created an apparel brand for people that love to fish. They've got many different designs, many different products such as long sleeves and hoodies and jackets and more. And the point here is that they've actually tapped into a niche. There's essentially a reason for someone to want to buy their items. If you are just making a logo that's not tied to any specific niche and your hope is to get strangers to fall in love with it, you're likely going to struggle a little bit. Now, the next mistake is actually about where you are hosting your print-on-demand clothing brand. If you're deciding to do this, the worst place for you to actually open a print-on-demand clothing line would be on like Etsy or even on Amazon. The reason is because those are platforms where people typically are just mass producing lots of different designs and not actually building themselves a brand. What you would want to do instead is open yourself a Shopify site. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do have a free print-on-demand course called POD for Dummies where I've got a whole bunch of tutorials showing you how to build your store. Like I said, it's completely free, and again, according to this Printful blog here, Shopify hosts more than half of the print-on-demand and dropshipping stores. This is the go-to place if you are looking to create a real brand that actually becomes successful. And as I am making this video, Shopify has a $3 free trial and then $1 a month for 3 months. It's basically starting your business on Shopify for a couple of dollars. I've got a link down in the description that will take you right to this page. Now, this print-on-demand store is called crankstyle.com. This is essentially a clothing line for people that like mountain bikes, and what I want to talk about now is the actual products that you are selecting to form your product line. You can see here that this store does have a lot of very simple t-shirts like these here. However, they also are creating a lot of all over print designs like this hoodie and some of the t-shirts up above. These all over print t-shirts t-shirts here allow this brand to create a much cooler design that gives a lot more detail and makes a much cooler product for someone to buy, and likely could sell a lot more than some of these simple t-shirts. For me personally, I've always had a lot more luck with all over print items in terms of the ability to actually make a high profit. If you are just selling a traditional t-shirt, you're probably only making a couple of dollars in profit per sale, especially once you factor in all of your marketing expenses, taxes, and other fees. These all over print products are truly the way for you to build not only a premium brand, but also a profitable brand. These are products that I have featured a lot here on my channel. I definitely have a whole bunch of other product reviews, so if you wanted to check those out, you could go through the product review playlist here on my channel. This store here is doing the same thing. This is called ctechoutfitters.com, and they are creating all over print hoodies for people that like to go fishing. Now, if you're not really sure what these are, basically what they're doing is they are making a design that looks like a fish. This is the brook trout pattern that you would actually see on a real life brook trout. They also have the same thing for the rainbow trout here, where again, their hoodie looks like the fish. This is a really unique way to create a clothing line for a specific niche because they are using all over print products. This store here is called Lunified.com, and they do a lot. It's not just all over print shirts and all over print hoodies. They've got everything from jackets and leggings and shorts and blankets and dresses and a whole bunch more. Definitely make sure when you're looking through your print-on-demand supplier's catalog to check out the all over print clothing section, because there could be something great for your niche. And ultimately what I am trying to say is that in 2026 and beyond, the new way to make a great print-on-demand clothing brand is by doubling down on a niche, building it on Shopify, and making sure that you are bringing in all over print items. That way you can position yourself as a little bit more of a premium brand and make more profits. Those three things I think are the key to starting a print-on-demand clothing brand. Those are the three things that I am personally focused on with my store, and I wanted to share them in this video for you today. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Good luck with your store. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.